Do you ever feel like there's not enough time in the day to do everything you have on your to-do list? Are you feeling stressed out because you feel like there is so many things you want to do, so much you want to accomplish, but for some reason you're just not able to accomplish all of the goals that you've set for yourself? Well, in today's episode, I want to cover 4 of my favorite tips that have helped me so much over these last few years. Hi, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sonia Matos, and I'm an experienced professional who is obsessed with self-development. I'm either learning about it, practicing it, or sharing it with others, which inspired my YouTube channel. Before moving on with the content of this video, I just want to say that since this is still a fairly small channel, I actually am going to be experimenting a lot on my editing layouts. So I would sincerely appreciate any feedback that you can provide, whether you like something that I added or you don't like something that I removed. Please let me know in the comments below so I can continue to improve the content and make these videos better for you. Speaking of experiments, I'm actually excluding my quote of the day for this video because I'm not sure if you guys like it or hate it. Even though I like it because it helps me set a tone for my video, I'm going to exclude it for the next few videos to see how you guys react. After all, we're all trying to improve, right? So this is why I'm going to continue to experiment with my videos. One last thing before I forget, I do want to point out that the audio for this video is also different because my partner was able to get me a pretty professional mic to record my videos. So let me know first if you notice the difference of the audio quality, and let me know if you like it so I know it was a good investment. Well, since we don't have a quote of the day, we can actually go straight to the content. So my first tip for this video is to organize your life. And even though there are many things we can actually organize in our lives beyond the 2 things that I'm about to mention, I mainly just want to focus on 2 categories, and these are events and goals. For events, do you struggle remembering important things in your life? Maybe you're missing birthdays of your family members, or maybe you struggle with punctuality because you seem to be forgetting exactly at what time certain events happen. If you answered yes to any of these questions, my main recommendation is setting up a calendar. I personally like a digital calendar because it gives me more flexibility to erase things, add things, automate things, and see them in different layouts. But if you prefer a written calendar, it's fine as long as it works for you. The first thing you need to do to organize your goals in your life is write them down. Pick up a sheet of paper or open an Excel sheet, whatever format you like, and just jot down everything you think you have to do. But just remember to write down everything that has been on your mind lately. That way you can de-stress yourself. This list can be considered like a dump of ideas and goals that you don't even know where to start. But by seeing the list, you'll actually be able to understand exactly whether or not your goals need to be accomplished now. Next, you should be able to assign these goals to specific days and times. For some goals, you may not be able to exactly assign a date if you're not sure whether or not you want to actually do it. And it's okay to put TBD next to it. But just remember that in a week, you should review those pending goals and be able to assign them. I would say that if a month goes by and you're not able to assign an actual date and time for that goal, then maybe just pile it on an ideas list and keep it on the back of your head that at the end of the year, you will review them. In the end, there should never be a goal that you haven't assigned a date and time for it. Otherwise, you're never going to really accomplish it, and it's just going to be a wish. When you're assigning the goals to specific days, make sure you're also aware of the dependencies of these goals. When I know the dependencies, I'm able to organize all of my goals and events better since I know one must happen before the other. And if this is a big project, you know exactly what milestone has to be achieved first before achieving the next one. That way, you're more organized in your life, but also you're able to keep up and not lose momentum in your projects. Now that you have your goals organized by days, I recommend that you group them. You can group them by the level of effort you need to accomplish them, by the tools you're going to be using, or by the location in which you're going to be doing them. By grouping them, you'll be able to accomplish more things because your brain won't have to readjust its focus from one thing to another. The second tip is be intentional with your goals. In order to be intentional, you need to create a vision for your life. This vision can be as short as how you want this week to be, or as big as how you want your month to be, and even bigger is how you want your life in general to be. Sometimes it helps me to start with my bigger goals and then work my way down. Sometimes, especially because of social media, we get a lot of marketing, advertising new classes or new careers and ways that we can improve ourselves. And some of us may sign up to all these classes thinking that this is really the way to improve ourselves. But if these classes don't align with your career goals or your personal goals, you're actually wasting a lot of time in your life that you won't be able to get back, and you could have easily spent it on something else that would have much helped you with your future. Once you have a vision and an idea of goals that you want to attain, you need to make sure that they are crystal clear, because the more clear you have it, the more realistic it is to become in your life. To be fully intentional with your goals, you need to also review them. Life happens and things change, and it's okay for you to change your goals. I know for some of us, it's really hard to let go of what we've planned before because you spent so much time thinking and doing research and comparing things to see exactly what was better for you to attain this year and this month. But please try to let go of what you thought you should do and focus on the now and see if all the goals that you had planned actually still benefit you today. I've personally have had to review my vision board for this year like 3 or 4 times because I feel like every other month I felt completely lost and I felt like my goals were just not pushing me where I wanted to be. So try to review your goals as often as possible. My third tip is minimize any distractions from your life. This could be people, emails, or your phone. Anything that takes your focus away from your goal is a distraction, and you should try to minimize it as much as possible. If you live with people, they're most likely distracting you. They're probably not doing this on purpose, but they're just excited or they just want to share something with you. And indirectly, they're distracting you and taking your focus out of what you're trying to do. So to minimize this and avoid any misunderstandings, just tell them what you're going to do. If you have a busy day, tell them ahead of time, hey, I'm going to be busy, so please don't knock on my door or please don't distract me. And I'm sure they're most likely going to understand and respect your time. And for emails, you should create rules or even assign days where you know you're going to clean up your inbox. Sometimes I feel way more stressed than I should just because I know there are so many emails that I have to read and I don't want to. And a lot of these emails, especially on your personal inbox, are often just marketing. So if you just create a label for that specific type of emails, you can go to your inbox, highlight any email that is in the same category, and then create a filter that will automatically send all those emails into that particular label. And if you know you need to look into those emails every so often, you'll know that you can find them there, but at least they won't distract you in your inbox anymore. Nowadays, our phones have a lot of ways to help us be less distracted. Sometimes when I get overwhelmed with all the notifications or all the things that are happening in social media, I just put my phone on do not disturb almost for the whole day. And that alone just makes me feel so much more in control of my life because I'm able to control exactly when I want to get distracted and I don't let the phone distract me. Some phones even have timers for your apps that can actually prevent you from being on social media for a little too long. For example, my Android has an app timer that I've actually set for 2 particular apps that I knew I was spending way too much unnecessary time than I had. So because I knew I was spending a good chunk of my days in these 2 apps, I set a timer for both of them. And over the last few days, I've definitely seen a change in my productivity because when the timer goes off on my phone and it just turns off that app, I accept the fact that I have reached my limit and I have to definitely focus on my tasks. Since you've already invested a lot of time to exactly know what goals help you in your future and how you want to do them and when you want to do them, you might as well respect your time and accomplish the thing that you set out to do. My last tip to be super productive, and is just as important as the other tips, is to rest. The other day I watched a video by Matt D'Avella, hopefully I'm not butchering his name, where he pretty much talked about the importance of resting. Because we have a limited amount of effort that we have every day. And if we're constantly working on things and we never stop, there will be a time when your body just shuts down, which will ruin your progress drastically. And it will take a lot of effort to have to go back into what you were doing before. Burnout is real, and especially now that most of us are at home, sometimes it's difficult for you to create a boundaries between when you're working and when you're actually doing something for your personal life. So you should set breaks throughout your day, or maybe at the end of your day, where you know that you're going to do something that you truly enjoy. This can be as small as reading a book or watching a movie, or maybe even taking a bath, which is my personal favorite. So to avoid getting sick or having to restart again so drastically, remember that you have to recharge and you have to invest time and do things that you like so you can feel refreshed for the next day and accomplish way more things than you thought. Since I mentioned that I was going to be experimenting in my videos, something new for this video is a question of the day. If you're a productivity nerd like me, let me know down below, what is your favorite tip that I may not have covered and maybe I can cover in my next video? Or if you're new to productivity, let me know what tip spoke to you the most and how you're going to accomplish it. As always, thank you so much for watching my videos. Please let me know any other topic that you would like me to cover on my videos. And remember to give it a thumbs up and share it with any friend that you think will benefit from my video. Bye!